Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cup Chat with Birding with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service. We're excited today to welcome Erin Swanson to our Cup Chat. So good morning, Erin. How are you?
Hey, all. Pretty good.
You are good. Well, and one thing that everybody may notice is Erin's last name is fairly familiar to one of our more than one-time guests on our Cup Chat, Romy, which, Erin, you are Romy's wife. Do you claim him always or just sometimes?
I tend to claim him all the time, even though there are some times where I'm just like, ooh.
Well, I feel like you probably put up with quite a bit.
He's a handful at times, that's for sure.
I can only imagine. So tell us a little bit, Erin, about your birding story and how you got started birding and your experiences in birding all over the state.
Well, it kind of started with Romy. We were talking about him a second ago. We both were studying wildlife biology at Texas State and took an ornithology class. And originally we both kind of more gravitated towards the snakes and reptiles and things like that. But one issue Romy noticed was that snakes kind of disappear in the wintertime. So when we go out hiking and stuff in the wintertime, there's not really anything to look for. And kind of noticed that there's birds all around us and just really kind of took off from there. And we found ourselves taking more and more birding trips ever since that class and starting to realize that with birding, you just kind of got to go outside and you're going to have some sort of interaction with them. But yeah, that's how I kind of got into birding.
So did y'all meet in college, I guess, then?
Yes, he is actually my teacher's assistant. Oops.
I see. So then y'all took birding classes, and that's how y'all both love herps.
Oh yes.
Quite a bit. And see, I'm out on them. They're so creepy looking.
Yeah.
I say that as nicely as I possibly can to all the herp lovers. They are just a little creepy looking for me. Now, you're, as a herper, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I remember we were going out with Brian to the Devil's River, and there was a bull snake maybe, and he wanted to act like a rattlesnake. And Brian thought it was just going to be so cool to get up close and personal and take a picture with him. And I just was dead set that he was wrong, and that was a rattlesnake because my Atlanta, it was rough. So, you're one of our birding buddies for Birding the Border. Are you excited about coming? You were slated to come last year as well, and we got canceled. But you and Romy are both going to be joining us this year. So kind of tell us why maybe you're a little bit excited to come to Birding the Border and tell us any trips and experiences you've had birding in Kinney and Valverde County out here.
It's exciting just to get out in an area we don't get out to often. Romy gets out there more than I do, but Devil's River I know is part of the festival, and that's definitely one of my favorite places in the state. As far as the experiences we've had out there, most of them have been either at Kickapoo or Devil's River. Last time we were at Kickapoo was pretty cool. We had a yellow-throated vireo that was nesting above where we staked our tent. So every morning we would get up to her kind of doing her thing. And then at night there was both eastern screech owls and elf owls that were hanging out in the trees near the headquarters, which was right pretty close to where we were camping too. So that was pretty cool to have those guys.
Did you say eastern screech owls? Is that what you said? You got both of them right there at the headquarters?
So we would just go to sleep at night in the tent and have those calling off in the background, which was really cool. Yeah. And then Devil's River is just always cool. I mean, got tropical parulas and black-cap vireos. Those are always cool to see. But I'll always remember when we were swimming in the river and we had a zone-tailed hawk come over and just kind of like dive down and whip through the canopy, which was really cool. I'm kind of, hawks are my favorite group of birds. Yeah. You'll kind of notice a trend. I kind of like the villainized animals a little bit. I have a bleeding heart for those those groups of animals, snakes, hawks, sharks, those kind of things.
Sharks? Oh my Lord. Have you ever swam with the sharks?
No, I'm trying to convince Romy to take me. That's
Oh,
definitely for sure something I want to do.
that is crazy, Erin. That's crazy. Well, so you are, do you remember what trips you're going out on? I don't know that I remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I know I'm going with Brian. Is
Oh,
my
so
guy.
you are going with Brian. So you will be going to Devil's River one day. You're going to be going to Fort Clark. And then the interesting one is you going to Baker's Crossing. Have you ever been to Baker's Crossing?
I have been there pulling a kayak out, but I haven't really birded that area, so I'm actually kind of excited about that.
So the neat thing and the cool thing now is we have gotten private landowners on either side of Devil's River in the highway there to allow us onto their property. So you can kind of walk up and down right there at Baker's Crossing. So it should be a little bit more interesting experience than, just the birding hotspot, as you could go stand on the bridge. But also it's a little safer. So you won't have to stand on the bridge and hopefully keep all of our birders from getting run over. That's my goal. So that one I think is going to be a fun one. Do you have any tips for maybe our birders or birders who are going out and just birding a new location that they've never been to? They're by themselves. Maybe what's your tip for that when y'all go out to new places? What do y'all really how do you tackle that?
We always try to do a little bit of research before we go out to a place and find somebody that's more familiar with the place than we are. If we can, we try to get somebody out there that knows the area better than we do. That's the way I learn best, is listening to these people that know. I've picked up more identification and habitat notes that way, and even that's how I first learned that Harris's hawks are cooperative hunters. So you can pick up some cool natural history notes that way too. So when you're out there with the guide, I would just open your ears and listen to them. Enjoy seeing the birds, but also listen to your guides and what they're saying. You'll pick up some cool stuff.
Absolutely. So now, do you bird by ear? You talked about listening. Do you bird a lot by ear too?
I do.
That is a definite talent.
Yeah, I have not mastered it quite like Romy, but it definitely makes birding in the winter a little easier. So it's definitely a good skill to have.
I tell you what is super easy to bird and to see all the birds is during our snowstorm and when it froze. I tell you what, it was so much easier to see all the birds. They all came into all the water sources and they just magically appeared. So if we ever have another snowstorm, I'm going to plan a birding extravaganza that's birding in the snow because they are so much easier to see that way.
Yeah, they were. We had our feeder full and we're breaking through the ice, so they had water and they were just all in our backyard. It was really amazing. And then once the snowstorm left, they were gone.
I think I think the water was a huge determining factor for those birds coming out to where they were during the snowstorm. So what are you most excited about for birding the border?
Probably again, just kind of getting it out in that area and seeing some more of it. I know there's a lot of cool birds out there that I have yet to see. And it's also always cool to see people in an area that they've never been to before and seeing new birds, checking off. Hopefully we'll have a few people getting some live birds and things like that. That always is fun to see.
It is, absolutely. So fun fact, Erin, I don't know if you know this, we actually have lifer stickers. So anytime anyone gets to see a lifer, we give them a sticker.
Nice. I like that.
That doesn't even count our 10 target species stickers that everyone can collect. So we're all about the stickers this year. Now, do you have any personal target species that you are excited to see for birding the border?
Not in particular. I just kind of want to see them all, but any of the hawks are cool. And probably it's been a while since I've seen a black-capped vireo, so that'd probably be cool to see too.
Well, those absolutely should be on y'all's list. So Well, and I know you have to jump off and go to another meeting, Erin. So I appreciate you joining us. And this was a kind of a quick chat, everyone. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining us, Erin, this morning. And thanks, everyone, and have a wonderful Wednesday.
Thanks for having me.